Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kelsey Kiesling.
And I'm Kendra Cook. Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest TV Translator Association.
If you have a news topic or event you'd like to see covered, give us a call. The studio number is 677-4119.
Today's show runs Monday at noon and is uploaded to our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page to watch on demand. Today is July 30th, 2018, and now the News at Noon.
According to the Cortez Journal, a high-speed chase in Durango ended in a manhunt that resulted in the arrest of two individuals a few miles north of Bayfield on Saturday evening. Christopher Soder, age 24, and Dylan McCarthy, age 23, were arrested after leading police on a 2-hour chase. Police received a call at 7:20 p.m. about a Toyota Land Cruiser that was reported stolen last week being spray-painted near the Greenmount Cemetery, Commander Jacob Dunlap said. The subjects fled the vehicle and ran into some grass toward a hillside. Law enforcement formed a perimeter and used Betty DPD's K-9 to track the suspects. The La Plata County Sheriff's Office, Colorado State Patrol, and Bayfield Marshal's Office aided the DPD in the search. After roughly 45 minutes, Betty located the suspect submerged in an irrigation pond. During the chase, the suspects threw several items out windows at officers, including a bag of dry mix cement, a pair of skis, a chainsaw, a guitar amplifier, several cans of spray paint, and drug paraphernalia. No injuries or other damage to property was reported during the incident. Officers believe the two were involved in a series of thefts that occurred last week, Afzal said. Both individuals had warrants out for their arrest. They've had several run-ins with the PD in this area, Afzal said. Officers found drug paraphernalia in the stolen vehicle. The suspects had also replaced the license plates with New Mexico plates. The two are being charged with aggravated motor vehicle theft, reckless endangerment, tampering with evidence, resisting arrest, obstruction, and theft.
From the Telluride News, photo San Miguel Sheriff's Office. The search for missing hiker Tim Cannon drew to a sorrowful conclusion last Thursday morning with the discovery of his body on Ruffner Mountain, the apparent victim of a fall. Ruffner Mountain is about 10 miles northwest of Telluride in the Mount Sneffels wilderness. The statement by Sheriff Bill Masters read, "The finding brings it to its end a search that spanned 18 days and involves San Miguel County search and rescue teams, sheriff's deputies, search dogs, numerous aircraft, including a plane bearing FLIR, forward-looking infrared radar technology, and dozens of volunteer hikers who combed the wilderness surrounding Iron Mountain. It appears that Mr. Cannon was an apparent fall victim, but the manner and cause of death will be formally investigated by the San Miguel County coroner," Masters' statement read. "I'm sorry this incident ended so tragically, but I am satisfied that we were able to find Mr. Cannon and bring him home. Our thoughts are with his family, who have been incredibly patient during this difficult process." On the morning of Sunday, July 8th, Cannon left home, telling his wife Amy that he would be spending the day climbing Iron Mountain. When he didn't return, her early morning call to dispatch the next morning touched off what was to become a search that spanned 18 days. Cannon's car was found parked at Deep Creek and Last Dollar roads. Searchers combed the dense wilderness in the Deep Creek and Rameen Creek drainages, as well as the exposed steep flanks of the surrounding mountains. Aerial and foot searches included the Iron Mountain, Ruffner Mountain, and Gamble Peak areas. Thursday's discovery initiated recovery efforts as teams worked to bring Cannon's body off the mountain. Masters praised the team responsible for bringing to a close the effort to find Cannon, age 55, an avid outdoorsman, hiker, and cyclist. His disappearance spurred a search effort that galvanized the community. SMSO Public Information Officer Susan Lilly said that Devin Felix was operating a fixed-wing aircraft when he spotted Cannon's body. Lilly said the Ruffner mountain area had been extensively searched in the past weeks, both by air and on the ground, but the rough terrain and Cannon's dark clothing made finding him difficult. Once Felix reported to the SMSO, Brandon Laird of Highland Helicopter, working with Deputy Rector and SAR member Mark Nayans on the ground, brought Cannon's body to the Telluride Airport. In an interview earlier Thursday morning, Amy expressed profound gratitude for the support she received from the community, be it hot meals, hikers, combing the woods daily, local search and rescue, and Sheriff's Office know-how, and her wide circle of friends.
According to the Cortez Journal, the Colorado community has been booming. The Colorado economy has been booming for years, but several economists expect growth to slow over the next year and fall into a recession by late 2019 or early 2020. Current economic statistics reflect strong growth, including unemployment rates that are nearly the lowest levels on record, payroll growth that is accelerating after slowing last year, housing construction at the highest level since the most recent recession, and consumer spending growing at rates well above inflation. But economists see mounting threats to continued growth that could trigger a downturn. Bailey said the state may become a victim of its own success. Employers are adding jobs faster than people are entering the job market, worsening the labor shortage. Many employers struggle to find qualified job candidates, and they're boosting wages and expanding recruiting efforts to fill openings. The state's leading economic indicators show some steam left in this expansion, but she expects a decline before 2020 as employers pass the cost of higher wages onto consumers, who likely will slow spending as a result.
From the Journal, photos Jim Imiaga, the Journal. The drought and extremely low winter snowpack are wreaking havoc on water supplies for reservoirs and irrigators in southwest Colorado. Narragansett and Groundhog reservoirs are at their lowest level in 16 years, said Brandon Johnson, general manager for the Montezuma Valley Irrigation Company. We have less water than expected coming from the Dolores River, he said. Narragansett is out of irrigation water and is down to the minimum level for a fish pool. The limited water supply caused a reduction in allocations for MVIC shareholders last Thursday to 36 inches, or 3 acre-feet per share. Shareholders who had reached that allocation were shut off on Friday. During normal snowpack years, a full allocation is 48 inches or 4 acre-feet per share. We're hoping people conserve and stretch out what we have left, Johnson said. A date has not yet been set for the entire system to be shut off for the season, he said. Groundhog Reservoir has a capacity of 21,700 acre-feet, but is at 11,000 acre-feet right now, Johnson said. It is expected to be drawn down to the minimum level of 4,000 acre-feet that is required for their fish pool. During normal years, Groundhog is kept at 13,000 acre-feet going into winter. It will take 2 to 3 years of normal winters to refill Groundhog, Johnson said. MVIC owns Groundhog and Narragansett and also has storage and water rights in McPhee Reservoir. MVIC officials are releasing water from Groundhog via the Dolores River into McPhee to be delivered into the MVIC canal system. As a result, the Dolores River is running at 182 cubic feet per second, but 150 CFS of that is coming from the Groundhog Reservoir release. The irrigation supply in McPhee Reservoir is also running low, but the system is still delivering water, said engineer Ken Curtis. Farmers had shortages this year, and the season was reduced from the usual 3 cuttings of alfalfa to 2 cuttings for most farmers. During average years, irrigation supply in McPhee is 240,000 acre-feet of water, but this year only 150,000 acre-feet was available, or 60% of normal, and most of the supply was carried over from the previous above-average winter. There will be no carryover going into next year's water season. Municipal drinking water supply, including for Toyac, Cortez, Dove Creek, and Montezuma Water Company, will continue to receive their full allocations from McPhee Reservoir, and there are no shortages. Domestic water supply for Dolores is also not in jeopardy. Quote, "We need a really good winter to get back to normal, and chances are it will be at least a couple of years before there is another fill and spill for boaters," Curtis said. Reservoir managers are monitoring the Plateau Creek fire on a tributary of McPhee. If the fire got large enough, the burn scar could cause erosion and debris to flow into the reservoir. Despite recent rains, the Four Corners area is still in an exceptional drought, the highest level listed by the U.S. Drought Monitor.
According to the Cortez Journal, aquatic biologists worked recently to move some Rio Grande cutthroat trout from harm's way in the San Luis Valley. On July 18th, to prevent losing fish in rain-caused debris flows from the Spring Creek fire, Colorado Parks and Wildlife biologists removed 33 trout from West Indian Creek. The trout in that creek have existed there for thousands of years as an aboriginal population, said Estevan Vigil, CPW aquatic biologist in the San Luis Valley. The creek is located on private land on the west flank of the Sangre de Cristo mountain range. There are likely many more fish in the creek, but by removing some of them, CPW is maintaining the genetic diversity of these trout, which can be added to the overall Rio Grande cutthroat population in Colorado and New Mexico. The fish were taken to CPW's hatchery in Monte Vista and will eventually be moved to a lake where brood fish are held. Those fish are spawned by hand, and the offspring are stocked in headwater streams in the Rio Grande. Over the years, CPW has conducted numerous fish rescue operations to conserve the various subspecies of native cutthroat trout in Colorado. CPW, along with the state of New Mexico, has restored these trout to 752 miles of streams and 129 separate conservation populations. Over the last 150 years, the historic range for the trout has been reduced due to a variety of changes to the landscape and water quality along the Rio Grande drainage. Rio Grande cutthroat trout now only exist in part of their historic range. The pure strains of the Rio Grande and other cutthroats are stocked only in pristine, high-elevation streams and lakes. And now let's take a look at the weather.
Looking at the national map, monsoonal moisture is expected to remain across much of Arizona and New Mexico, with scattered thunderstorms developing mainly during the afternoon and evening hours. Pleasant temperatures for this time of year are expected across much of the central and northern plains and extending eastward to the Great Lakes, while triple-digit heat continues to bake the west and provide little relief for firefighting efforts, while heavy rainfall threatens the east with more flash flooding concerns on already saturated ground. Showers and thunderstorms will be numerous from Texas to the East Coast early this week, with a pronounced upper-level trough becoming established over the Midwest and the Ohio Valley region. The response to this is in the low levels will be deep moisture surging northward over the eastern U.S. through Wednesday. It will be warm and quite humid with daily chances for rain from the Gulf Coast to New England. Slight risk areas for excessive rainfall cover parts of the Deep South and also the Mid-Atlantic region. Regionally, plenty of sunny skies and warm temperatures expected today, though this will be tempered with fairly widespread haze from area fires and even the fire as far away as California. Little change is expected to Tuesday, though a stray shower or storm is possible over the San Juans in the afternoon. A few high clouds will move overhead. Temperatures will remain on the warm side. Poor air quality will also be an issue for some of these areas, especially near any active wildfires, such as in Dove Creek, where the plateau fire smoke is combining with a controlled burn, resulting in poor air quality. The local 5-day DCTV outlook: today sunny with a high near 88 degrees, north winds 10 to 15 miles an hour. Tonight mostly clear with a low around 57. North winds 5 to 15 becoming east-southeast after midnight. Tuesday sunny with a high near 90. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour becoming northwest in the afternoon. Tuesday night partly cloudy with a low around 60. North winds 5 to 10 miles an hour becoming east-northeast after midnight. Wednesday looks like our best chance for rain this week, with a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms afternoon. Partly sunny with a high near 89. East-northeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour becoming west-southwest in the afternoon. Wednesday night mostly cloudy with a low around 60. And Thursday mostly sunny with a high near 88. Thursday night a chance of showers and thunderstorms mainly after midnight, mostly cloudy with a low around 60. And Friday still a slight chance of showers afternoon, mostly sunny with a high near 88. Friday night a slight chance of showers before midnight, partly cloudy with a low around 60. And going into the weekend, Saturday mostly sunny with a high near 89. Saturday night partly cloudy with a low around 60. And now back to the news.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, elk hunting is allowed on 3 national wildlife refuges in the San Luis Valley. Colorado Parks and Wildlife reminds hunters that there are specific regulations and application procedures for these areas. Baca National Wildlife Refuge. In designated areas, the refuge is open to hunters with a valid public land elk license for Game Management Unit 82. An access permit is no longer required. Hunters must continue to follow all Colorado hunting regulations as well as federal rules. Hunters also need to be aware that private land-only licenses are not valid for use on the refuge. For specific federal regulations and for maps of the designated hunting areas, go to the website of the Baca Refuge at www.fws.gov/refuge/Baca, or call the refuge office at 719-256-5527. Monte Vista National Wildlife Refuge and Alamosa National Wildlife Refuge. Elk hunting is allowed at these refuges, but interested hunters must submit an application to Colorado Parks and Wildlife. Applications will be accepted via email August 8th through the 12th at montevista.wildlife@state.co.us. To apply to hunt at the Monte Vista Refuge, hunters must hold a license for GMU 80. For the Alamosa Refuge, hunters must hold a license for GMO 83. Also eligible for either refuge archery hunters who have an either sex archery tag or an antlerless tag, and rifle hunters who have purchased over-the-counter bull tags. Applications must be submitted by email and include name, CID number, hunt code of the license they hold, the refuge they want to hunt. If it is an OTC license, contact phone number, contact email address.
From Telluride News, photo Rob Story. Did Colorado's assorted wildfires hurt tourism in the region? Not as much as elsewhere in the West. According to Michael Martellone, President and CEO of the Telluride Tourism Board, quote, occupancy hasn't yet been affected by fires too much, certainly nothing like Durango. Yet fires could still have an effect on summer's tax revenue. We live in a beautiful extreme place. If it gets too extreme, it could hurt. According to Martellone, June occupancy of managed properties, hotels and lodges, was down by 3% from 2017, but July occupancy was tracking to be up 4%. Additionally, Martellone explained occupancy figures don't always supply a complete picture of tourism in the region because they fail to account for gray market lodgings. For example, short-term rentals by homeowners on Airbnb, VRBO, and the like. Gray market stays, however, are reported in sales tax revenues, and those numbers are coming in strong. It appears as though June will be up double digits from 2017 in revenues for the destination, Telluride and Mountain Village combined, thanks to a strong gray market performance in June, especially in Mountain Village, Martellone said. The regional wildfires that burned closest to Telluride after June 1st were mostly extinguished within 24 hours. The multi-day 416, Horse Park, and Burro fires never came within 30 miles, though they certainly sent plenty of smoke into the Box Canyon. Capricious and impermanent smoke is nothing to cancel a vacation over, and not many tourists did so, said Martellone. If there was one day in particular that suffered in summer's first half, it was July 4th. While he has yet to receive tax revenue numbers, Martellone said July 4th this year may well show a lower population or number of visitors in the destination than last year. When you don't have fireworks, you're going to lose drive traffic, and people opt for something else. Indeed, locals saw a flood of cars pour down Highway 145 immediately after the 4th of July parade and picnic. At 5 p.m., the sidewalks of Main Street sat eerily empty beneath an ashy orange sky. Martellone forecast a strong August and September for the Telluride Mountain Village destination. As far as tax revenues go, he said, we're hoping to break our summer tourism record for the 8th consecutive year.
According to the Durango Herald, hopes are rising again for a drug to alter the course of Alzheimer's disease after decades of failures. An experimental therapy slowed mental decline by 30% in patients who got the highest dose in a mid-stage study, and it removed much of the sticky plaque gumming up their brains, the drug makers said Wednesday. The results have been highly anticipated and have sent the stock of the two companies involved soaring in recent weeks. The drug from Eisai and Biogen did not meet its main goal in a study of 856 participants, so overall it was considered a flop. But company officials said that 161 people who got the highest dose every 2 weeks for 18 months did significantly better than 245 people who were given a dummy treatment. There are lots of caveats about the work, which was led by company scientists rather than academic researchers and not reviewed by outside experts. The study also was too small to be definitive, and the results need to be confirmed with more work, dementia experts said. But they welcomed any glimmer of success after multiple failures. About 50 million people worldwide have dementia, and Alzheimer's is the most common type. There is no cure. Current medicines just ease symptoms. Some previous efforts to develop a drug to slow the disease may have been tried too late, after much damage had already occurred. The new drug aimed sooner in people with early Alzheimer's, and the drug works at an earlier step in formation of the sticky brain plaques.
From the Durango Herald, photos courtesy Espanola Police Department, video on Facebook. New Mexico police officers are joining a lip sync challenge aimed at boosting the profiles of their agencies to recruit new officers and to showcase their musical talents. The Espanola Police Department's video, released last week, features several officers lip syncing and dancing to 1975's Low Rider by the funk band War, the Santa Fe New Mexican reported. It also showcased local residents and, of course, low riders. In the video, Espanola Police Chief Luis Carlos and Deputy Chief Roger Jimenez say the challenge could give the department an opportunity to show its human side. The video reached nearly 300,000 viewers within its first day. Most of the response to the video has been positive. The police department said, "This is us stepping out of our comfort zone and reaching out to our community," Carlos said. Officers Brandon Archuleta and Brian Abieta spearheaded the effort, he said. The video came out just in time for the city's Lowrider Day, which was July 22nd. The day celebrates lowrider culture. WAR is also performing next month at the nearby Buffalo Thunder Resort and Casino. Police departments from Seattle to Texas have also participated in the challenge that has gone viral on the internet. And an unconfirmed rumor has it that the Dolores County Sheriff's Office may be working on their own lip sync challenge, so stay tuned.
According to the Durango Herald, the Fort Lewis College Foundation raised more than $3.3 million in fiscal year 2018, about $600,000 more than the previous year. The donations are dedicated to scholarships and projects across the college rather than one big endeavor, said Mark Jastorf, Vice President for Advancement. For example, Community Concert Hall is getting a new sound system. The School of Business Administration will receive 6 new televisions to monitor the stock market, and the purchase of a river rafting company will allow faculty and staff to take academic and recreational trips. The foundation has also created 14 new scholarships worth more than $667,000 in endowments and scholarships, and provided $100,000 for faculty grants and undergraduate research. The increase in giving can be attributed in part to the greater outreach by the college, Jastorf said.
Today's High Canyon Country happenings. Wednesday, August 1st, the Stillhouse Junkies will be playing at the Dolores River Campground starting at 6 p.m. Join them for live music and wood-fired pizza from Sweetwater Gypsies. That's the same evening that Dolores Farmers Market is held in the park at 420 Central Avenue from 4 to 7 p.m., hosted by the Dolores Chamber of Commerce. August 4th, as part of the Montezuma County Fair, which continues through the week, it's the Demolition Derby, UTV race, and tough truck competition at the Montezuma County Fairgrounds. The demolition starts at 5 p.m. And the Dove Creek Chamber of Commerce Dolores County Photo Contest is open for submission. Up to 3 per person submitted. This year's theme for the 2019 calendar is What Do You Love About Dolores County? Take a photo, email it to greaterdcchamber@yahoo.com with your contact information. The winner will receive $100 with prizes for the other 11 photos selected to be in the printed calendar on sale this fall. Find out the winner at the Three Sisters Ag Fest September 22nd at the fairgrounds. All entries must be received by September 1st, 2018. Click it and submit it. All the details are online at devecreekchamber.com. And all of these happenings are posted on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, along with the YouTube replays, weather, and original stories and local posts. To share your event or information, contact us. It's dcbnnews@gmail.com or call the station 970-677-4119.
Thanks for tuning in. News at Noon airs at noon Monday through Thursday and then is available online on our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page on demand.
And be sure to like us there on Facebook and join in on the news in our area, and of course, please share it with a friend.
For Kendra Cook with DCTV and the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, USA, I'm Kelsey Kiesling. Thanks for watching.